You open your eyes in the morning. Your chest feels tight. You don't even know why. But something's off. Your heart's racing, your throat is clenched. The day hasn't even started, but it already feels like you've lost. Maybe you're scared something bad will happen at work. Maybe your future is uncertain and you have no idea what to do. Or maybe there's no obvious reason, but inside you're falling apart. That is stress. It doesn't scream. It quietly sits on your shoulders. And if you're not paying attention, it will slowly wear you down before you even notice. So let me ask you this. Do you really want to break free from this? Honestly, do you want a calm, steady, powerful mind? If you're just looking for pretty motivational quotes, this video isn't for you. But if you're ready to change your life, if you're ready to take control, you're in the right place. Because today, we're going straight to the root of stress. We're going to see how to build a strong mind using Stoic methods that actually work. The first step is simple, but everything depends on it. What's in your control and what's not. Until you figure that out, nothing will change. You can't control everything in life. No matter how hard you try, some things will always be outside your hands. And that's where most of your stress comes from. Because most people obsess over things they can't control. And that obsession slowly eats away at the mind. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You are not disturbed by what happens to you, but by your judgment of it." This isn't just a nice-sounding quote. It's a way of life. And when you actually apply it, you feel the difference immediately. Because stress doesn't come from the situation. It comes from your interpretation of the situation. You feel what you believe, and when you shift the way you see it, your mind changes, your body follows, your reaction transforms. Think about it. Your boss gives you a cold look. Some guy picks a fight in traffic. Someone you love starts ignoring you. None of these things are under your control. But what do? You react to all of them. You overthink, you stress, you lose sleep. That's why the first step is this. Learn to separate what you can control from what you can't. Here's a quick but powerful exercise. Open your notes app or grab a piece of paper. Write down 3 things that have been stressing you out lately. Next to each one, ask, which part of this is actually under my control? If it is, take action. If it's not, drop it. Don't think about it. Don't talk about it. Don't waste your energy on it. For example, crisis at work. Maybe you can't fix it, but you can focus on your own task. Someone not liking you. That's their choice. You're only responsible for your behavior. Fear of the future. The future hasn't happened yet. Your job is to live today. Turn this into a habit, because the more you learn to let go, the lighter you'll feel, the calmer you'll become. If it's not in your control, it has no place in your mind. The man who learns this simple rule eliminates 50% of his stress in the very first step. Now let's move deeper. It's time to understand why stress feels so overwhelming in your head, and the only way to do that is to break the anxiety down. Sometimes stress shows up when nothing's even happening. Your day starts off normal, but out of nowhere there's a weight in your chest. Your breathing gets tight, heart's racing, stomach knots up, and you ask yourself, what's happening to me? Here's what's happening. Your mind has started telling a story, and you don't even realize it. Thoughts are running wild in the background. Maybe someone at work gave you a short reply, and instantly your brain kicks off. Did I do something wrong? Are they trying to get rid of me? Am I getting fired? But in reality, it was just a short reply. That's it. Yet your mind has already written a 10-episode drama. It's got the script, the soundtrack, the tension, and of course the stress. This is where we need to pause, because most stress doesn't come from reality. It comes from your thoughts. Seneca said it perfectly. We suffer more in imagination than in reality. It's the things that never even happen that destroy us. The fight that never started, the breakup that never came, the bad news that never arrived. It's all in the mind, not in the real world. But your body reacts anyway, because the brain doesn't know the difference. What you think, it treats as real. So what do? The answer is simple. We learn to separate thoughts from reality. You catch the story your mind is writing. You pause before the spiral begins. Here's an exercise. Next time you feel stressed, just say to yourself, "My mind is writing a story right now. This is just a thought." That's it. No judgment, no forcing, no running away. Just notice it. And the moment you do, that mental loop loses power. You're no longer its prisoner. There's another tool, writing. When stress kicks in, write down what's going through your head. I thought they were judging me. I assumed this would happen. I'm scared of losing this. The more you write, the clearer it becomes, because thoughts grow when they stay in your head. But once you put them on paper, they shrink. They take shape. And now, you're no longer the victim of your mind. You're the observer. A man who does this consistently learns to understand the language of his own mind. He stops falling for every thought, stops believing every feeling. And that is real freedom. Try it right now. Write down the last 3 thoughts that crossed your mind. Then ask, is this a fact or just a story? If you can ask that question, you've already changed the rules of the game. Remember this: stress isn't reality, it's a perspective. Change the perspective, and you change your life. Now we're going one step deeper. We'll look at the fears hiding behind your thoughts, and we'll learn how to face them on purpose. Most of us try to run from the things we fear, right? Instead of facing our fears, we ignore them or pretend they don't exist. But the Stoics, they said the exact opposite. Think about the worst-case scenario. That might sound strange. You might think, why would I focus on the worst? Won't that just make me more anxious? But here's the truth. Fear lives in the unknown. What we don't understand, what we're not prepared for. That's what really scares us. When you picture the worst-case scenario, you begin to prepare for it. And once you're prepared, fear loses its grip on you. Seneca put it perfectly. The one who's prepared has no fear of misfortune. Think about it. You imagine losing your job. At first, that thought feels suffocating. Your stress spikes, you can't sleep at night. But then you ask yourself, what's the absolute worst that could happen? If I lost my job, what would I do? What steps would I take? How would I keep moving forward? And suddenly the fear shrinks, because now you have a plan. You're not trapped anymore. You're ready. Being prepared is freedom. Now don't get me wrong. This isn't about being negative or pessimistic. This is about breaking free from fear-driven anxiety. Visualizing the worst doesn't break you. It builds you. It clears your mind. It lowers your stress. And it makes you stronger. So here's something you can try. Write down the worst-case scenario that's been playing in your head. Ask yourself, what's the worst that could happen? Then write down how you would respond. What actions would you take? What solutions could you try? The moment you do that, your fear starts to shrink. Your mind gets quieter. You start feeling more grounded. And if you make this a habit, you'll become more resilient to uncertainty. Your stress won't come from the unknown anymore. It'll be replaced by plans, clarity, and calm. And something else happens too. Emotionally, you get stronger. You stop panicking when things go wrong. You face challenges with more grit. Fear is a chain, but facing it, that's what breaks it. So take a deep breath and ask yourself, what's the worst that could happen, and how will I face it? In the next part, we'll look at how gratitude can help you fight stress. One of the most powerful ways to deal with stress is to bring gratitude into your daily life. It sounds simple, but the effect runs deep, because most stress comes from focusing on what we lack, what we don't have. But gratitude flips the script. It shifts your focus to what you already have. And that shift alone can instantly change your mood. Think about it. What are the things in your life you take for granted? Your health, your family, your friends, the air you breathe, even the coffee you had this morning. Noticing these things cuts through the mental fog. The weight of stress lightens, because your mind stops obsessing over what's missing and starts seeing what's already here. The Stoics understood this well. Marcus Aurelius said, "Happiness doesn't depend on external things, it depends on how you see them." In other words, what matters is how you perceive what you already have. And gratitude isn't hard. Every morning when you wake up or each night before bed, just take a few minutes to write down 3 things you're grateful for. Big or small, it doesn't matter. What matters is that you mean it. Over time, this becomes automatic. Your brain stops scanning for what's wrong and starts seeing what's right. This shift lowers your stress. It gives you a calmer, clearer mind. And gratitude doesn't just affect your emotions. It changes your body too. Studies show that people who practice gratitude have steadier heart rates, stronger immune systems, and lower levels of stress hormones. It's not just good for your mind, it's healing for your body. Remember, stress is a natural part of life, but letting it control you? That's not your only option. Gratitude is a shield, a mental armor against the chaos. And there's more. Gratitude also makes your relationships stronger. People who express appreciation tend to attract more support and love, and that makes facing stress so much easier. So right now, take a deep breath. Think of 3 things you're grateful for today. Maybe this small but powerful habit is exactly what you need to lighten the weight of stress. In the next part, we'll explore how to calm your mind and how seeing yourself from the outside can help you take back control. In the rush of everyday life, most of us get so caught up in our thoughts that we forget to step back and see ourselves from the outside. But this is one of the core teachings of Stoicism. Self-observation. Watching what's happening inside your mind without getting pulled into it. Seeing yourself from the outside means noticing your thoughts and emotions like an observer. And this awareness is one of the keys to handling stress. The voice in your head often runs wild. Regrets from the past, worries about the future, emotional reactions triggered by daily life, all tangled together. But when you step outside of yourself, you start to untangle that chaos. You realize that anger, fear, anxiety, they're just passing thoughts. They're not you. They're just clouds drifting by. Understanding that you don't have to control them, you just have to let them pass. That's the first step toward real freedom. And then comes silence. Not just the silence around you, the numb, but the stillness within you. You see, in everyday life, there's always noise in our heads. You should do this. You need to fix that. You better worry about this. But when that voice quiets down, that's where real peace begins. So how do you do this? Start with something simple. Sit down for just a few minutes each day. Close your eyes. Focus only on your breath. Let thoughts come and go, but don't follow them. Just watch them like leaves floating down a river. That's it. With time, this practice helps you quiet the mind and observe it from a distance. Here's another tool. When something stressful happens, ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? What is this emotion trying to tell me? Instead of drowning in emotion, you watch it, you accept it, without judging it. For example, when you feel anger, say, I'm angry right now, but this anger will pass. That awareness, it breaks your automatic reactions. It gives you freedom to choose. Seeing yourself from the outside also helps you quiet your inner critic. Sometimes we are our own worst enemy. We magnify our mistakes, we obsess over our flaws, but when you step back, you start to show yourself some kindness. You realize your imperfections are just part of being human. That kind of compassion, it's one of the strongest tools you have against stress. Now, yes, this takes time. Your mind won't want to slow down at first. It's used to rushing. It's used to noise. But with patience and practice, this outside perspective, this silence, becomes a natural part of your life. You stay calm under pressure. You respond to emotions consciously. And remember this: learning to observe yourself in silence doesn't just help with stress, it helps with everything. You become more balanced, more peaceful, more resilient. Now let's take this one step further. In the next part, we'll explore how movement can support the mind and how physical activity helps you conquer stress from the inside out. When life feels tight and overwhelming, most people try to slow down, to sit, to think, to quiet the mind. But sometimes, and what actually works, is the opposite: movement. Because your body and your mind are deeply connected. And one of the most effective ways to calm the mind is to move the body. Physical activity isn't just about muscles or fitness. It's a powerful way to shift your brain chemistry. When you exercise, your body releases endorphins, the so-called feel-good hormones. They reduce stress, lift your mood, and quiet your mind. So something as simple as a walk or a light jog can help you break out of that spiral of negative thoughts. But it's not just about intense workouts. It's also about intentional movement, like deep breathing, yoga, or mindful stretching. These practices don't just move the body, they slow down the mind, they clear the noise, they help you think more clearly. Here's something important. Sitting still all day, especially at a desk, can make stress worse. Long hours of inactivity build up both physical and mental fatigue, so take short movement breaks throughout your day. Stretch for a few minutes, take a walk, breathe deeply. These small shifts help release tension and bring your system back into balance. Movement also gives you back a sense of control, and stress thrives when you feel out of control. But when you move, when you take action, you feel stronger. You feel more capable. That builds mental resilience. It makes you more ready to face whatever life throws at you. There's another benefit too. Movement can connect you to others. A workout with friends, a walk with someone close, joining a team or a group class. All of these things help you build support and connection is one of the greatest antidotes to stress. Now, of course, movement should fit you. Some people love running. Others prefer dancing, cycling, or even gardening. The key is to find something you enjoy and do it regularly. That way, movement isn't a chore. It becomes something that adds to your life. And remember, this isn't just about stress. Moving your body is essential for your overall well-being. Neglecting the body affects the mind. They're two sides of the same coin. So don't skip it. Start small. Maybe 10 minutes of walking, a few minutes of breathing, a favorite sport once or twice a week. Over time, it will grow, and so will your ability to handle stress. Because movement is one of the most powerful ways to quiet the mind and restore balance between body and soul. And when you make it a habit, stress will no longer control you. Now that your body and mind are aligned, in the next part we'll explore the final key: expressing your emotions, and why opening up might be the strongest way to fight stress. Stress and emotional weight build up inside us, and when we don't release them, they grow even heavier. That's why expressing your emotions, opening up, isn't just helpful, it's vital. Even the Stoics, known for silence and discipline, understood the importance of letting emotions out when needed. Because writing, speaking, and sharing what you feel can lift the burden from your mind and reduce the grip of stress. Let's start with writing. Putting your thoughts and feelings into words, on paper or on a screen, is one of the most powerful ways to bring order to mental chaos. When you write, you give shape to the mess inside your head. You turn tangled emotions into clear language, and that makes them easier to handle. Writing also gives you distance. When you read what you've written, you begin to see your emotions from the outside with more clarity, more calm. That's where awareness grows. That's where control begins. Then there's talking, another powerful path to healing. Opening up to someone you trust, a friend, a family member, a therapist, helps you feel seen, heard, understood. Because humans are social creatures. And when we speak honestly, we not only release pressure, we also build connection. We explain what we feel. We sort through complex thoughts. We receive support. And that alone can lower stress dramatically. But let's be real. Sometimes it's hard to open up. Maybe you feel ashamed, afraid, or convinced no one will understand. That's okay. Start with writing. Let it be your first step. Explore your feelings on your own page. Then, when you're ready, share them with someone you trust. This is the path to knowing yourself, and that path leads to healing. Here's something else. Don't suppress your feelings, and don't judge yourself for having them. Instead of saying, "I need to be strong, I shouldn't feel this," try saying, "I'm struggling right now, and that's okay." Accepting your emotions without resistance is essential for a healthy mind. Writing, talking, expressing what's inside. These also have physical effects. They relax tense muscles. They calm your heartbeat. They improve your sleep. In other words, they don't just help your mind, they help your body too. So build small routines. Write down a few thoughts at the end of your day. Have a deep talk with a friend once a week. Use creativity to express your inner world. These habits become your steady tools in the battle against stress. And remember this: expressing emotion is not weakness, it's strength. Opening up shows that you value yourself, that you trust others, that you're willing to heal. And this makes you more resilient in the face of life's storms. So now, let's bring it all together. Let's take everything we've explored and find out where true strength really comes from in your fight against stress. Today we talked about how to face stress, how to strengthen both your mind and body. Remember, stress is a natural part of life. What really matters is that you don't let it take control of you. Focusing on what you can control, noticing the stories running in your head, facing your fears, practicing gratitude, observing yourself from the outside, and moving your body. When you bring all these together, you build a mind that is strong, resilient, and calm. Every step you take is a journey within yourself. Sometimes that journey is tough, but real strength shows up in the hard moments. Be patient with yourself. Know that even small steps can make a huge difference. You don't have to be perfect at dealing with stress. What counts is that you keep going, that you don't give up. Writing, talking, opening up. These are important parts of the process too. By expressing your feelings without holding back, you lighten your mind and reach a deeper peace. And remember, You're never alone in this. Be kind to yourself. And don't hesitate to ask for support when you need it. Life is a struggle, yes, but it's also a journey of learning. Facing stress, listening to your mind and body is really about getting to know your true self. Every step you take today lays the foundation for a stronger you tomorrow. You're not alone on this path. Keep believing in yourself. Discover the power within. Take control of your life. Don't let stress control you. You control stress. See you in the next video. Take care of yourself, stay calm, and may your path be clear.